Hi, this is Chance Post coming to you from the Venture X studio in Frisco. And today I've got a really exciting guest on our show. As you know, with COVID and everything that's going on, we wanted to do some stuff around health and wellness. So today I'm here with Rachel Guevremont. Hi, Rachel. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me.
Well, I'm so happy that you're coming in today. And with health and wellness being on everyone's mind, kind of tell me a little bit about what you're passionate about and what you do.
So my passion started about 8 or 9 years ago when I was diagnosed with cancer. I was on a whole lot of medication. Everything was making me sick. I was very unhealthy. And once I cleared cancer, I decided to change everything about myself. Started eating healthy, exercising religiously, and I discovered vitamin therapy. Vitamin therapy is very natural. You know, there's additives and preservatives. There are things that the body needs and wants to be at its optimal function.
Okay.
And so I found a way to team up with a couple of people, and we've started doing injections and infusions. And we have a variety of vitamins based on what you're trying to achieve and what your goals are. I have things for people that are actively sick and they're trying to get over something. I also have things that are just for wellness. So you're just trying to keep your body in tip-top form.
Right.
And, you know, the infusions are mostly for folks that are not feeling well. They need the hydration. If I'm giving certain vitamins, they need to go through an infusion.
Right. Okay.
Because we don't want to hurt the tissue.
Right. So I know we've got a mutual friend that you helped, and he got the vitamin infusions when he was recovering from COVID, and it made a huge difference. So tell me a little bit about that and what that type of infusion looks like.
So that's one of my more complex infusions.
Okay.
You know, when I went and saw him, he was pretty sick. You know, he was feverish for several days. Actually, I think for about a week and a half before he finally reached out to me. You know, he's having difficulty breathing. All the bad things we're hearing about COVID.
Yeah, right. All the typical symptoms.
Yeah, no energy, not sleeping well, just sick, no appetite. So I have a cocktail specifically for people just like that. And it involves, first of all, high doses of vitamin C. Our bodies love vitamin C. Vitamin C is great at fighting germs. So we want to get that in there and start attacking all the germs in the body. And then I add a few other elements, you know, some minerals, some amino acids, things like that that help the body improve itself so that it can start healing itself.
Okay. Awesome.
And after the first infusion, he did really well. You know, he had maybe a false sense of security. He felt like he could lift the truck. But that's a good thing.
Okay.
But you still need to let the body heal and let what I'm doing for you work.
Right. Okay, so go ahead and, I mean, I know that's the more complex. Why don't you kind of give us a little bit about maybe your more standard, I don't want to say standard, but but start maybe like with I know you have injections and you've got the IV both. So why don't you kind of explain that a little bit?
So the injections are probably the thing that I do the most.
Okay.
I have a variety of packages again, and my most popular package is my wellness package, and it's all-encompassing. I've got something called glutathione, and the body produces this naturally.
Okay.
And it's a really powerful antioxidant. I kind of call it the garbage disposal because it goes in there and just cleans out all the garbage. But that's the one that actually got me started on all of this. I had a very weak immune system.
Okay.
And I started doing this, and I was never getting sick anymore. If I did, it was very minimal.
And how often do you recommend someone get injections on that service?
Everybody's different. You know, we all metabolize things differently.
Okay.
We all have different eating habits, exercise habits. So after the first round of injections, I always tell my clients, let's think about your cycle. So when you go home for the next 2 or 3 days, I want you to see how you feel, because that's when the vitamins are at its height.
Okay.
You're getting the most benefit out of them. When you start to feel foggy, drained, run down, not quite yourself again, that's your cycle.
Okay.
For some people, like myself, I metabolize quickly and I spend a lot of time in the gym. So
Okay.
I do mine weekly.
Okay.
Most of my clients fall in the every 2 to 3 week category, maybe once a month.
Okay.
You know, if they're essentially healthy.
So if I do one today, then I'll. So what did you kind of have in store for me today?
So I have my wellness package in store.
Okay.
So you're going to get the glutathione.
All right.
So we're going to toughen up your immune system.
Okay.
I'm going to give you the Myers cocktail,
Okay.
which is a mixture. It's got your B complex vitamins. It's
All
got
right.
some minerals in there for your mental clarity and focus.
Okay.
And it's got a little vitamin C in there for your immunity.
Okay.
And that's the one that
So
gives you.
I've never done this before, so I'll be a good testimony to come back. I get maybe next week.
Yeah, I think you're going to love it.
Okay, great.
You're going to feel a little energy burst.
Okay, I could always use that. For
Those
sure.
B vitamins, they're great at that.
Okay.
And then I throw a little B12 in there.
Okay.
Just as a booster.
Okay.
And then you're also going to get an amino acid blend.
Oh,
Amino
nice.
acids are great for strengthening the body, strengthening the blood vessels. So if you have wounds or injuries, they're going to heal a little bit faster.
Okay.
And
Awesome.
it boosts your metabolism. A lot of people like to call it the skinny shot. I hate that.
Oh,
but
that's another one. Okay. Yeah, I know because people are talking. The first thing we said was hangover relief. You're like, oh
yes,
no, not that.
I hate that term.
Skinny shot. No, no. Wow. Okay. Cool. That's all. I'm excited. That we can kind of go through this together, and then I'll get to come on and see how I do.
Oh, I think you're going to love it.
That's great. So Rachel, I know we want to talk about the infusions too, but why don't you go ahead and what's the best way to get a hold of you?
Always reach out to me on my cell phone. I always
Okay.
have it on. If I don't answer right away,
Okay.
just leave me a message. I'll get back with you within a couple of hours.
Okay.
I still work full time at the hospital, so it might take me a little bit before I can.
Yeah,
get back to you.
just so people watching the video know, then your phone number is on the screen, so they can
Okay.
they can reach you that
Wonderful.
way, so they know to reach out. And then tell me a little bit more, maybe about so the next product or step is the infusion or the infusions.
Yeah.
So what's the difference and how does that work?
The infusions they're great for if you're under the weather because everything's going straight into the vein. With the injections, it's an intramuscular injections. It's going to disperse throughout the body at a very slow pace. The infusions go right into the vein. You're going to have a more immediate hit.
Okay.
So, and that's why I really like it for people that are sick
Okay.
because we're trying to help a problem
Right.
improve.
And so then that cocktail depends on what your symptoms are. Like we talked about, our
Correct.
friend who had recovering from COVID has one set of cocktail, but then there's other things
Yes.
for if you're just tired or you're under the weather. Just
Absolutely.
like depending on what your symptoms are, you'd make a diagnosis based on the symptoms, and then
Correct.
Okay,
and I
great.
always talk to my clients and I try to figure out what their goals are, what their habits are, what other health issues do they have that maybe we can help or we need to be mindful of. So
That's
we're always
awesome.
going to take everything into account. All of my clients are protected by HIPAA, so I'm not going to share their information
Right.
with anybody.
fantastic. Rachel, is there anything else that you'd want to tell our audience?
Goodness, to me, health and wellness is just of crucial importance,
Right.
especially now that we're in a pandemic.
Right.
It took me a long time. It took me cancer to
Right.
figure out that I need to take better care of my body.
Right.
So this is a great place to start, and
This is
you have
awesome,
to
yeah.
work with it, though.
Right. I mean, I think everybody needs to do, it's like diet, exercise, get your
Yes.
vitamins. I mean, it's just anything you can do right now is especially super important. Well, that's awesome, Rachel. I'm so glad you came in first
I'm
time.
so happy to be here.
You're a total natural, so it's great. Thanks for coming in, and then we will follow up, and then you can we can see how I do.
That sounds great.
All
I'm
right.
excited to get you started on
All
this.
right. Thanks a lot, Rachel.
Thank you.
Okay, bye-bye.